Hi everyone, it's Cindy and I have a special kind of haul today. First, let me explain the cast of characters. We have one son that we gave birth to. That's Jason. And when he was in first grade, he met brothers, Jim and Joe, identical twins. And history was made. The boys became instant best friends, and they're still good friends to this day. Joe and his wife live in Maryland, about 3 hours from us. Jim and Karen live now in Northern California, outside Sacramento. He's in the Air Force. And they have 4 children. And they've always been, because he's been in the Air Force the whole time, we've not been as close to them as we have with Joe and Amy, who are just down the road a piece. And they have 2 boys, Derek and Jared, who are 12 and 10. And they are, well, Amy and I call each other our bonus family. She's my bonus daughter-in-law, and we are the boys' bonus grandparents. And it's just been a wonderful relationship since Joe and Amy met. And well, his first trip home, he brought her here. He was in the Army at the time. She was in the Air Force. And so he, took her to meet his folks, and then he took her to meet us. And she knew right away that we were important. And we've just been really good friends ever since. And we love the boys to pieces. And like I said, they call us Grandma and Grandpa. And since my son and his wife have elected not to have children, they mean an extra amount to us. So they're really special, and we just, I don't know what we do without them. So anyway, all that to say, I was mentioning to Amy, because I know she does thrift stores and yard sales and whatnot, I gave her a list of stuff to be on the lookout for me, since I can't easily go to those places. And she said, you know what? She said, my dad has every one of these things in his stash. He's a collector. If he sees something that's interesting, suddenly he's got a collection of it. And I've been to their house once when the kids got married, and they live in Western Pennsylvania, by the way. And he has shot glasses. They don't drink. He has beer glasses. They don't drink. He has baseball caps and golf tees and anything that can be collected, basically, he's collected it. He's got rooms, sheds of stuff. And so she said, Dad's got all this stuff. So they were going, this was right before Labor Day, and they were headed to her folks for Labor Day weekend, and she said, I'll bring you some stuff, I guarantee you. So she did. She brought me a box, and they were here on Sunday, and they brought me this box of stuff a week ago, Sunday. Was that? Yeah. Yeah, the week after Labor Day. Anyway. So I want to show you some of the stuff she brought. This really cool book, Breaking In and Training the Sock Horse. Really weathered and aged and lovely paper. It is from, I believe it's in the early 60s or late 50s. Yeah, 62. Originally 1952, but this one was 1962. So great illustrations. The paper's got, markings on it, and it's a really nice weight and texture, and I can really see me using this in various ways. And the book is a nice size for a glue book or, yeah. So I'm definitely going to be hanging on to that one. There's books like this. This one is Paul in Virginia. It's kind of a funky old cover. I like the design on it, although it's so dark. And it's an Ulta edition, whatever that means. And it was a gift to someone in 1886. And the caption on this, by the way, I don't know how well that's coming out on screen, but it says, "The Negroes Carrying Paul in Virginia." That's the kind of book it is. But I don't care about that. I am looking at these lovely, lovely aged pages. I mean, look at that. It's so beautiful. They're kind of brittle, so I'd have to be careful what I use them for. But, yeah. I think they're going to be yummy to use for various embellishments and whatnot. And I might even use that cover for a book. So there's that. Then there's this one, Christian Living by, yes, Reverend F.B. Meyer, B.A. I've seen lots of books by him written in the 30s, where he was a doctor. He got his doctorate. This one was written, I believe, at the turn of the century, if I remember correctly. In the year 1892. And it's called, like I said, it's called Christian Living. And wouldn't it make a sweet little prayer book? I mean, it does have some issues up here, but I could work with that. It's got a pretty design, nice size, and again, the paper is so delightfully aged, and some of those would make wonderful embellishments in that book as well as others. So, yeah, loving that. Here's one called Rockhounds. Again, a neat cover. This one is another, I think it's 1960-ish, 58, yeah. But it's that graded paper that really ages well. And there's some interesting little illustrations, and it's a nice, sturdy cover. Yeah, I can see things happening with that. And this one, I have never contemplated doing a farm journal, but look at that, Farm Wanted. It's a novel by, if you ever find it, Helen Train Hills, 1951. And it was, I think it was a book club edition because it's got these funky edges. But it's got neat little illustrations. It screams to be a farm journal, and I'm just going to have to do that. I wasn't planning on it, but look at how sweet these illustrations are, and they're all throughout. It's a crazy story, I guess, about city people wanting a farm, and I'm not going to read it. The print's kind of small for me. It would drive me crazy. I'd have a headache in no time, but just look at those illustrations. I'm loving this book. So yeah, there's a farm journal in my future. And let's see what else goodies we have right close here. Oh, this one's kind of interesting. It's called Famous American Plays of the 1940s, which include The Skin of Our Teeth by Thornton Wilder, Home of the Brave Arthur Lawrence, All My Sons by Arthur Miller, Lost in the Stars, Maxwell Anderson, and The Member of the Wedding by Carson McCullers. And look at that. Aren't they beautiful pages? I mean, some kind of notation there. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, it's not going to have any life except for me to use those delightful, oh, look at the color, those pages. And, yeah. So, and there's lots of paperbacks in here. There's this book called Captain Erie by Joseph C. Lincoln. Another one this one's got some issues, but it's got some delightful aging to it. I think this one, with the illustrations, and this one's 1904, but the paper's just beautiful. I love it. And like I said, the cover's kind of interesting with that, the upper part of the sails on a ship, and these seabirds, whatever they are. I don't know my seabirds well enough to have any clue. But yeah, there's that one. I'm not going to show you every book they brought me. There's a bag way at the bottom now of old calendars and old magazines for just having at it. There are some railroad books. Here's one that mice have had better part of fun with, but the pages are really interesting. This is, do we have a year? Not sure. No, I don't think so. But look at these pages. It's got these terrific fold-outs. that are illustrations of various parts of engines. And so they're kind of fun. And all these, there's all kinds of charts and illustrations, and of course I'm not finding any. Oh, and look at this paper. It is, oh gosh, it's real brittle, almost translucent paper. And it's all about combustion engines and whatnot, and various kinds of illustrations throughout. So yeah, that's a pretty nifty book. Let's see what this is. Oh, another flip out. Yeah, just like we do in making books. Look at that. Wouldn't that be fun just to include in a book? That wonderful age paper. So, and even the pages for various embellishments as well. So, yeah. Then there's a tiny one. Oh, there's this document of some sort. It's called Pennsylvania System Locomotive Maintenance Instructions, and it's got all these bookworm decorations. And, I don't know, 1920. And, so, yeah, it just looks like fun paper to work with. So, I haven't even pulled out half yet. So, this is Caravan to Xanadu by Marshall. The beautiful inside cover. I have the flyleaf, although it's in bad shape, but it's kind of cool. I can see doing some things with that. So, yeah, that's kind of fun. I think, if I remember correctly, this has some illustrations. Maybe not. Maybe not. Again, tiny, tiny print. Gosh, this one's not terribly old. 53. But again, I think it's a book club edition because it has those chopped edges. This is Operation of Trains and Station Work by Pryor. And the paper is really, it's that real thin, but it's shiny, with the wonderful rounded edges. They want to stick together on me. But it's real, it's got a neat weight to it. I know we don't like shiny paper if we have a choice, but it's so cool. And again with the illustrations. And, yeah, so that one's kind of cool. The cover is absolutely trashed. It's a soft cover, by the way. Here's another nifty little book. This one, I mean, it had an old, thin, look at that, a thin cloth cover. You can still feel the texture of the fabric. And it had all kinds of writing on it. I don't know if that shows at all. But it's worn off from use, I guess. You can see somebody's hand right there. And it is Edisons Encyclopedia is what it's called. But there's lots of tables and, oh, look at that. Tiny, tiny, tiny printing. And I can just think of all kinds of funness to do with these pages. And they're so yellowed. So yeah. Oh, some nifty maps. And yeah. So this looks like loads of fun. And like I said, there's lots and lots of 50s, 60s-ish paperbacks. I think there's even Valley of the Dolls in there, which is a book that I sneak read when my sister had it when I was probably 9 or 10. I had no business with it, but... And then there's this. This was in the box, and it says Walt Disney Mickey Mouse Coloring Book. Copyright Walt Disney Productions. Does not have a date anywhere that I found. but it is brand new. It is completely uncolored. These yummy pages. Oh, it is not. Like, there's a page that is colored. Somebody snuck that one in. But, yeah. So, that'll be fun for maybe doing some little golden books or something like that. Some other kids' books. Now, I think I'll stop now. This one is Scottish Chiefs. Edisons Select Library. Beautiful cover. And it says Alex Collins from Thomas Welliver, 1889. December 20th, 1889. Look at the age on that paper. Yummy, yummy, yummy. The paper is super fine. It's so thin. How many pages is this? 602 pages, actually. No, 652 pages. So, and it's only that, inch and a half thick, so it's some fine paper. Delightful. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. So, yeah, that's less than half of the box. All kinds of good stuff in there, and I'm really looking forward to playing with it, and I'm thrilled to pieces that Amy brought me this box of goodies from her dad, and I thank Jack very much for his contribution to my madness, and Amy, I love you. Thank you so much for bringing me this stuff, and for the rest of you, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. See you soon.